Hi, everybody. Welcome to English Comp 1 or English 1001. I am Professor Malat, and I'll be your instructor for the next 7 weeks. This is the course overview video, and I'm going to share our screen here and take you into our Canvas course page. So you see here, this is the student view for our English 1001 course page. This is the home page, and it's set up to welcome you. You'll notice a few things here. Over here on the left-hand side are the navigation links. You can click through these to help you get through the various aspects of the course. Over here on the right-hand side, we have the view course stream, the course calendar, which will be opened up once I publish the course, as well as course notifications. There's a to-do list that the students have, and this shows you the next 7 assignments that are due, or the first 7 assignments that are due. And each time you complete an assignment, it will be removed from your to-do board. Up here is the area where the most recent announcements will be. So please check in every day if you can, since this is a 7-week course, to make sure that you are on top of any announcements. The announcements do go to your email, so be sure to check your email every day as well. I have some images down here, some buttons that link you to various parts of the course. We have Start Here, Syllabus, Frequently Asked Questions, About Your Teacher, Class Resources, and then the learning modules. So you can navigate this way, or you can navigate with the links over on the left-hand side. I'm going to start with Start Here, since that's how I want you to begin making your way through the course. So here we have the course overview. This video will actually be on this page. So this is just welcoming you to the course and providing some information for you on what to expect. I have an outline of a weekly course procedure. So it's a good idea that you get used to having positive habits right from the get-go. Each weekly module is going to be released at 12 a.m. on Monday mornings. And that will be the official start of our weeks. Each writing assignment, unless otherwise specified, is due by 11:59 p.m. on Sunday night. So that's for the major writing assignments. There are midweek writing assignments that are low stakes. Those are discussion boards, journals, and quizzes. And you can see an outline of those due dates in the course schedule, which I'll show you in a little bit. Some of the assignments that are due on Sunday may ask for certain tasks to be performed throughout the week. So it's a good idea to check in and make sure that you're doing everything that needs to be done. Remember that not everything will show up in your to-do list. For example, if you're required to respond to peers in a discussion board, that typically won't show up in the to-do list. So it's a good idea to go into the assignment itself, make sure that you have the initial due date for your initial posting, as well as the follow-up for your peer responses. So here's a proposed weekly schedule. It's a good idea to read through the assignments and review other course materials early in the week. If you wait until the end of the week, you could run into problems. You could be submitting things late. So it's always a good idea to check in as soon as possible on Monday morning, or as soon as you can get to it on Monday, just so you know what is expected throughout the week. Mondays are when the weekly module is released. So begin your work on readings and any other assignments that might be due in the middle of the week. Typically, we will have a discussion board prompt on Wednesday. So that will be when your initial post or uploading of documents take place. This is different during the first 2 weeks because the discussion boards are more discussion rather than peer review workshops for the writing. So those due dates will be different, and you'll have to look for those due dates within those first 2 weekly modules. Then on Fridays, we will typically have a peer review due, or a quiz that's due. Saturdays typically is when a journal prompt will be due. And those journal prompts are, again, very low stakes. It's just an opportunity for you to reflect upon writing before you submit your final major writing assignment, which is due, as I said before, on Sunday night. So if you anticipate an absence, or if you are going to be going on vacation, either by yourself or with your families, please be sure that you email me so you can make arrangements to submit your work in a timely manner. If needed, I can accommodate a request to grant access to a module that is locked before it's opened up to the rest of the class, but that's done on a case-by-case basis. Make sure that you enable notifications for course announcements, but you should also check in on Canvas frequently throughout the week to make sure there aren't any changes that you're missing. Typically, I provide feedback within 24 to 48 hours on your assignments after I receive them. And that varies depending on the class size and the type of the assignment. The feedback for longer assignments, such as a paper, will take longer, especially in this class. We are capped at 20 students. So if I keep the full class, if nobody withdraws or drops the class, it will take longer to provide feedback for 20 people than it would, say, for a class of 7 people. So for this reason, I encourage you to submit your drafts early so I have plenty of time to provide really good feedback for you, and that you also have plenty of time for revision. Any unexcused late submissions are not going to receive high priority. If you have checked in with me, if you've said, hey, I'm having some things going on this week, I won't be able to get an assignment in on time, that's an excused late submission. But if it's unexcused, if you don't make any attempt to contact me, it's not going to be a high priority thing for grading, unfortunately. So you can navigate through this module by clicking next at the bottom of the page. This will take you next to the course resources page. Please take a minute to look at the information here at the top for the Canvas student mobile app. Canvas has a page set up for iOS users as well as Android users, and you can find instructions on how to download the app. I find it to be an extremely helpful app. It's usually not very glitchy, and it's great so that you can check in while you're on the go. And here is a list of some helpful links for the course. We are using a website called Writing Spaces, which will serve as our online textbook. I have most of the readings linked within the weekly modules, the ones that I'm choosing to use for this course. It is a very accessible website. The essays and articles that are written there are geared for first-year writing students, first and second-year writing students, actually, written by people who teach composition and geared for students. So they're easy to read, easy to understand. It's not really heavy-duty academic writing. So I find this to be a really great text or a substitute text. There is another text that I have provided for you, at least the first 12 chapters of this text. It's called They Say, I Say, and this is a downloadable PDF. As it says here, it's not the complete text, but it is almost the complete text. And there are many chapters within this textbook that are really helpful when it comes to working with sources, how to synthesize information from your sources and have that work with your own writing, as well as approaching argumentative writing. So They Say, I Say is a really excellent text. I encourage you to download it because there will be some readings assigned from that as well. Another download here is documenting sources in MLA style. It's the 2021 update. MLA is short for the Modern Language Association, and that is the governing body for most of the humanities, how we are supposed to cite things and write things and format things. So that's a very helpful resource as well. I encourage you to download that as well. There is a website for the UC writing resources. This one is really helpful, and I'm going to call that up just for a minute so that you see what we have here. There are some handouts that they've provided, anything from thesis statements to working with MLA, APA in Chicago. These are handouts that are in the Word doc format or docx format. There are also some narrated presentations. These links will take you to the Prezi website, and there is a voiceover for each of these. So these are very interesting, and it's a good resource to have access to. Back to our other resources, we have Purdue Online Writing Lab, or the Purdue OWL. This again is another fantastic resource for all sorts of writing questions. And I'm going to pull that one up as well. So this is the Purdue OWL homepage. We have stuff on general writing. So if you have questions about mechanics, grammar, punctuation, you can find your answers there, as well as things dealing with research and citation. We are using MLA style in this class. So if you click on MLA style, it'll open yet another drop-down menu where you can choose where to start. This one here, MLA Formatting and Style Guide, is one that's very helpful. And if we come to general format, it will show you how you need to format your papers, explain how you do it, even a visual example of how it looks with the heading and the page header, title, and how it should be formatted. So that's another resource that I want you to make use of. Yeah, so that's the Purdue OWL. And I have the separate websites for grammar, punctuation, and the format and style. So you can go through the various topics in grammar. If you're having trouble using, verb tenses, you can figure out what you need to do to fix things and that kind of thing. So it's a really great resource. We also have MLA Works Cited, and this is from the Modern Language Association website. They have a visual quick guide that will help you get started, as well as a practice template. And this helps you, you can plug in, well, if you go through the various examples, you'll finally get to a practice template where you can plug in the various things that you need to include in your MLA Works Cited citation. So that's the MLA site. And then we have MLA resources from UC libraries, as well as the English 1001 English Composition Research Guide. We'll be doing some work from this guide later on in the semesters, but I just wanted to put the link here so that you have it easily accessible. I record all of my lectures and helpful tips, etc., so on and so forth, and keep them on YouTube. So I have a link to my YouTube channel, which links to all of the classes that I have been doing online since probably 2021, spring of 2021, I think, maybe summer, as well as our class-specific playlist. If you click on this, you'll only see a couple, but I will be adding to the playlist each week so that you can go back and, if there's something that you missed, you can always go back to the YouTube playlist and get it on YouTube, even though it will also be embedded in the weekly module. Then there are a few generic videos that I've recorded and I have up, ones that I tend to point students to by using a citation generator, formatting in Microsoft Word, formatting in Google Docs, as well as MLA citation tips. So those are my YouTube resources. Then there are the crash course composition videos, and these are this is a really fantastic series. I first found out about them last fall, and I've been incorporating them into my classes. These are nice, short little videos. I think most of them are under 10 minutes long, and they're very informative. They kind of get to the nitty-gritty of writing and the things that students really need to know. And they take you through the writing process, invention, planning, drafting, revising, editing. Then there are a few dealing with citations, quotations, critical thinking and arguing, evaluating arguments. Then we talk about the various aspects of rhetoric. What is rhetoric? Connecting with an audience, when and where, remediation, purpose and rhetorical appeals, and presentation and persuasion. So these are all just housed here as, again, an easy access list, although some of them will be embedded in the weekly modules. So if we go next in this module, we've come to a page for the syllabus. You can, of course, access the syllabus in the navigation links on the left-hand side, or you can click on this page and that will open up the syllabus for you. The syllabus, I've done a separate syllabus walkthrough. I'm not going to take you through that. You will go and watch the video itself. It's about, I think it's just at 20 minutes, but it hopefully answers any questions you have about the syllabus and talks you through all of the various parts of the syllabus. The syllabus is a very lengthy document and can sometimes be an irritating read. So hopefully the video is a little bit easier, and you can skip and fast forward through sections. So that's the syllabus page. Then we have a course schedule. This is the finalized course schedule with due dates. Note that I reserve the right to adapt the schedule should the class demands dictate a need to deviate from the plan. Sometimes I have a certain idea in my head of where we should go, and sometimes I have to change things a little bit based on the students I actually have, whether instead of the students that I imagine I will have. Please note that the final submission date for all your work is Saturday, August 6th. There will be nothing that's accepted after that date. That is the last day of the summer term. So please, again, plan your summer vacations and activities around these due dates. There is a PDF printable course schedule that you can download if you'd rather have one printed out for you. It's easier to print it out from a document rather than printing it out from the course page. But these are the 7 weeks that we have ahead of us. So I'm excited about that, and hopefully this schedule will work well for us. Moving on, this takes us to an introduction to the preliminary module on plagiarism. So I'm asking you to set aside some time prior to our official beginning of the course, if you can. And I want you to work through this information that's presented in the following module on plagiarism. You will need to complete the module prior to submitting your first formal writing assignment. That is a requirement. So to navigate through the module, you're just going to click Next button located in the lower right-hand corner of the page. And if you need to go back, of course, to reread the material, you can click on Previous. Be sure to view each of the videos that are embedded. There are, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 videos that are embedded. They're very short videos, but I want you to watch them. They're good presentations and they help clarify information regarding plagiarism. To expand the video viewer to be able to clearly read the presentation slides within the video, you will click on the double arrow that's in the lower right-hand corner of the video screen. At the end of the module, there's a quiz. You have until the 1st of July, which is a Friday, I believe. Yep, it's a Friday. So Friday, July 1st is the final due date for the quiz. You can complete it well ahead of that time. That's fine, but you have until July 1st to finish it. You might notice that the quiz is published in 2 places. It's at the end of the plagiarism module itself, but I also have it housed in the week 2 module because that's when it's due, during week 2. Please note, you only need to complete the quiz once. I just chose to publish it in 2 places so it's clear to students that the final due date is in fact July 1st. So to get into that plagiarism module, you can just click next, or again, you can come over to modules here. So let me show you how the course is set up. So that will start here, and this is the plagiarism module. It looks like a lot of stuff, but they're really short pages, so it shouldn't take too long to get through, but this is important information that you need to know before you begin writing. And I can't really take up a lot of class time to do it. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed by all this information, so I'm trying to allow you to do this in your spare time before the official start of the course. But if you want to wait until the beginning of the course to work through the info, that's fine too. So you'll see that we are set up with weekly modules. I'm just going to close them all. The first 2, well, I guess 3 modules are open to you in Student View. To expand, you just click on the little arrow and that will open things up. So they're set up, as I said, weekly, and it's set up with a weekly overview. So let me open week 1 just to show you what each week looks like. All the weeks will look the same with an overview video, a list of readings, as well as a to-do list with links to the assignments that you need to complete. Obviously, I haven't done the week 1 overview video yet, but it will be housed here once I have uploaded it into YouTube and have embedded it into the page. We have 4 main readings that we will be basing our semester off of. We have an article called How Facebook Makes Us Unhappy, What Technology Can't Change About Happiness, Saving the Self in the Age of the Selfie, and Stop Googling, Let's Talk. So I just want to take a minute to talk about this thematic approach. I did discuss that a little bit in my syllabus video, but I thought because we're dealing with such a short amount of time that I would rather take a thematic approach, and hopefully this topic is something that will make you think about things, and hopefully it's relevant to your life, because I think it's relevant to my life. We deal with technology, we deal with social media, and you know, how does that affect us? So I thought that would be a good theme for us to start analyzing how these things are written, and to start thinking about how we can present an argument. So the overall theme of, or the overall question of the course is that I want you to start thinking about and to answer for yourselves is, does technology make us happy? That is the theme of the course. And I'll go back into the syllabus page and show you where that is. Okay, so does technology make us happy? So these readings are going to be related to that question, and the things that you write are going to hone your thinking and hone your analysis of how other people think about that question. So that is essentially how we are going to get started. I'm not going to talk deeply about week 1. I will save that for the week 1 overview. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that I need to talk about. Oh, the frequently asked questions. I will pull that up. This is actually a pinned discussion board, and it's open for anybody to post to. I do have the frequently asked questions. So these are some typical questions, and it explains what's expected of you, classroom etiquette and tips on names and class behavior. So if you have a name that differs from your official name on the roster, please let me know and I'll call you by that name. And again, also with pronouns, if you have a preferred pronoun that you want to use, please just let me know and I'll be more than happy to use pronouns that make you feel the most comfortable, okay? And then a note of my guiding principles for this class is actually taken from another educator. I always want to put people first, right? And I hope that you will do the same in this class. As we learn about writing and writing as a social practice, I hope that we can practice empathy and understanding and be cognizant that our own reality, our day-to-day life, cannot be imposed upon others whose lives may be drastically different from ours, okay? Always think of people first. Stay informed. It's always good to make informed decisions about our personal, social, and professional lives, especially, you know, we're still in we may be in a little bit more stable situation, but the pandemic is really not over. Things seem to be going in smaller waves, but it's, you know, COVID is still out there and people are still being affected by it. So it's always good to stay informed and to stay on top of things. Of course, communicating early and often. Again, if you have something going on in your life, it's really good to let me know and you know, I will make the best effort to be empathic and understanding and meet you in a compassionate way. So always reach out if you need anything necessary to support your learning and your own well-being. Also, let's celebrate our accomplishments. If there are any achievements, major or minor, I want to know about it and I want you to be able to share with this. Let's build a community, even though we're together for a short 7 weeks. Let's build a community where we uplift one another. And of course, last but certainly not least is take care of yourself. Make sure that you're getting enough rest, food, exercise, and whatever it is that you need to keep you in a positive mood and good health. If you don't feel well, don't force yourself throughout the coursework. Reach out to me, let me know what's going on, and we can work on some alternatives, okay? It's always good to stay in communication with me. So any questions that you want to add to this, you can just reply or start a thread, and so that will be a helpful thing. Let me see what else about me. You can click on that. Class resources we went over, and then yes, learning modules. So you see what the learning modules are, and they follow the same format. As I said, the first couple of weeks are open for you, and then you will see the things here, but they're grayed out because it's locked until July 11th for week 4. I think week 3, yeah, will unlock. You can see everything, but you won't be able to see the assignments themselves. Just so, you know, if you feel like it's not fair that I don't have everything open and you can see exactly what you need to do for the full 7 weeks, you may be able to twist my arm and request that I open everything. But typically I've found out it's easier for students. They don't get quite as overwhelmed with the amount of work that needs to be done. And if they only see it on a week-by-week basis, it's a little bit more manageable. You can still see what needs to be done and, you know, when it needs to be done. You just won't be able to access the actual assignments themselves until it's open for the week. So that is our course overview. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Remember, I can be reached via email, Malott, M-A-L-O-T-T, V-J, @ucmail.uc.edu. So welcome to the course. I'm really excited to get to know each and every one of you, and I look forward to reading your writing. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.